It's January 1st, 2022. Happy New Year. Let's start the new year out right by looking at Title 17, Section 107, the Fair Use in the United States Doctrine, and some misconceptions. This is the standard copyright disclaimer that you see millions of YouTubers use, if they use it at all. It's a watered-down, condensed version of the actual fair use doctrine. I heard a broadcast by CrudeAF on December 30th, 2021, discussing the fact that the Bullhorn Gypsies are banding it together and are striking channels who clip any of their content. And you've already heard me say that Jonathan Riches watermarks his content. So let's look at actual law. You've seen me do this before, but my purpose in doing this now on the first day of 2022 is to have a place that I can point to and say, go to the first broadcast in 2022 and you'll find my understanding of the U.S. Code Title 17, Section 101, limitations on exclusive rights, or the quote-unquote fair use doctrine. So up here where my cursor is, I hope you can see it, in the URL is law.cornell.edu. Cornell Law School is a very prominent law school, and they sponsor the Legal Information Institute. Open access to law since 1992. All right, let's get into the meat of this. Notwithstanding the provisions of the two previous sections, 106 and 106A, the fair use of a copyrighted work includes such use by reproduction in copies or phono records, or by any other means specified in that section for the purpose, such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. These are not an infringement of copyright. In determining whether the use made of a work in any particular case is fair use, the factors to be considered shall include the purpose and character of the use, including whether such is of commercial nature, so that would be monetized channels, or nonprofit educational purposes. Nonprofit doesn't have a comma there. It's all one phrase. So, for example, university work. This nonprofit educational does not apply to the YouTube category educational, whether you're monetized or not. The nature of the copyrighted work. The amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. In other words, did you use or a whole section in the middle of a video that was the main point? Say a third of the video. If it was a 10-minute video, did you use 3 minutes and 10 seconds? That's what they're talking about in number 3. Number 4, the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. In the case of a YouTuber 2 months ago who got hit by WJHL for using a news clip properly credited, banner intact on the bottom of the screen, this is what they base their strike on. The fact that somebody else using their clip keeps them from getting clicks and views and whatnot. Even though it was properly credited, I'm saying that's the general viewpoint of news media, broadcast media, who will strike you for this. Now you can say to me, what are you talking about? You just did a whole show 2 days ago, no, yesterday, based on other people's work. And isn't that a little hypocritical? Well, I could understand why somebody would think that, but let's look at the criteria. As far as the use, this is not a monetized channel, and it was to educate you about each other's content, but that's kind of flimsy based on what I just said about that one. So let's see if there's any other parts of this that keep me in the clear. Stronger argument is the nature of the copyrighted work. I used still shots, except for John and Kat's, to promote other people's work. What about number 3, the amount and substantiality of the portion used? Again, still shots, which are nanoseconds compared to even a 35-second long video. And then finally, the effect on the potential market. The only people in that video whose market might have been affected is John and Kat's. But again, I was promoting their channel, so I feel like I'm in the clear. But back to what prompted this video in the first place, CrudeAF doing a critique of the Bullhorn Gypsies. And Ms. Bullhorn herself seems to think that you can only use 15 seconds of anybody's work. Doesn't matter how long the work is. The work could be a 35-second work, or it could be a 3-hour and 35-minute work, or a 17-hour work, or whatever. She's of the opinion you can only use 15 seconds, period. And I can't tell you how many times CrudeAF caught her saying, doing things by the book. We're doing things by the book, and we're going to stop people who aren't doing things by the book. Okay, here's my challenge. Substantiate your claim. Provide sources that say that you can only use 15 seconds of a YouTuber's video that you have not produced yourself. I am not a betting woman, but I am willing to bet on this one issue that she will not be able to find a source anywhere on the planet that applies to U.S. Code Title 17, Section 107, fair use, with regard to a 15-second time limit. That's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for joining me. Happy New Year, and I'll see you real soon.